Hello, hello. Good morning, Stampers. How are you today? Thank you for stopping in. This is Nemi Batstone from Nemi's Crafty Cafe, and I'm coming to you from my studio in Cooks Creek, Manitoba. Thank you for joining me. I'm just going to make sure we are live and ready to roll. I was ready, and then I got distracted by emails. And then lost track. Oh, why is that thing still moving? Oh, I guess it's slightly delayed. So let's just make sure we're lined up here, okay? Got a bit of a shadow from a little bit of sun shining through. It is actually really sunny today, which is really nice. And I think the weather is supposed to be super nice today here in Cooks Creek. Not too sure what it's like where you are, but we are nice and bright and sunny today. So I'm just bringing out all my stuff to make sure we're good to go and share with you with what we're creating today. So today is Wednesday. Welcome to Humpday. I can't believe it's midweek already, and honestly, we're almost near the end of April. What is going on? How is time moving so fast? It is just crazy. Good morning, Kathy. Thank you for joining me. So today, again, we're continuing on with our, I'm going to call it weekly card class, and it features Flowers Fair. And so it's a really big stamp set, as we've mentioned all week. And yesterday we did some watercoloring with it, and then Monday I introduced it. And today's Wednesday, so today is Wednesday, which is case day. So we're going to case one of the designs from Stampin' Up. There's not a lot of news from Stampin' Up except for the usual, which is the upcoming launch in May. And I don't know if you follow Rachel Tessman, but she just hit her $2 million achievers milestone. So she's amazing for paper pumpkin alternatives. So if you're a big fan of paper pumpkin, that is where you want to go, because she really maximizes your kit. You pay like $35 average for a kit. That includes shipping and taxes. And she takes that 9 cards and stretches it to like 18 or 27, sometimes 30. So it's amazing. And so I'm hoping to do the same moving forward. So I hope you, and the one thing about paper pumpkin is, like anything, you can cancel or pause is more of a better word. And if it's not the month that you like to see, then, you move, and then the next month they give you something you really like, then you can reactivate it. So it's kind of cool that way. And plus, when you do subscriptions, it definitely gets you free gifts from me. So Wood Grain Wonders is what we're also using today with this stamp set, because that is the card I'm casing from Stampin' Up. And so obviously we're into the more darker colors. You can tell me later if you think it's more of a masculine card, but it does use basic beige, crumb cake, early espresso, and pecan pie. So we're going to use this, use some basic beige and some early espresso here, these two patterns right here. So you can see all the different shades of wood grain, which is kind of cool. And then what else are we going to do? Oh yeah, and then we're going to do a bit of coloring. So let me show you the card that we're casing. And we're creating this card here. So these two little circles here I use with stylish shaped dies, and I think I've mentioned this a million times. A definite must in your collection. And we pretty much used the third largest one, this one here. So you can see it's the third largest. What I love about this set is you have your banners plus your squares and your circles, which we use quite often. So you definitely want to pick that one up, and it fits right there. So what I did was I just pretty much die cut 2 of them, one with white and then one with the designer series paper, which was the darker designer series paper, the early espresso. And then we're just going to stamp, and then we're going to embellish. So it's a quick and easy card, but very lovely. So let me put this away before I forget and lose it. Lose it. Okay. It's a busy day today. It's Wednesday. Got lots to do. Got lots to prep for birthday bash. I thought I was done, or at least I'm at a good spot, I should say. It's not that I'm fully done, but I'm at a good spot, which is kind of nice. But still lots to prep for Friday's bingo. But I'm super excited. I got lemon bars going. Bart's supposed to make me some chocolate chunk cookies. So it's sweets because it's my birthday. So that's what we're having. And then, yeah. And then we're going to do 4 rounds of bingo, cards. Oh, yeah, lots of fun. Thank goodness it's a Friday. So I have a piece here, like I said, from wood grain. And I trimmed it to 4 1/4 because we're taking up the whole front. So you can see here, there is nothing. Now, I don't know why they said they use crumb cake cardstock, but I'm thinking it's for the base. But for here, I chose to just use white because then you can write. Now, this piece I just cut in half because as you can see, I'll stick it here. The stamp is quite large, right? It's 4 1/2 wide by like pretty much 5 something. So it was, I think I've measured it multiple times. I don't know why I don't have it memorized since I've said it every week. So it's almost 5 inches wide. So it's pretty much 4 3/4. And it's probably on the website by 5 3/4. So that's pretty huge. So I went 6 inches. And I'm just going to tuck this into my corner here. And I probably can put a piece up there. And you'll see here, it doesn't even fit. So I pretty much had to go a little wider. So if I went 4 1/2, which is this line right here, you can see it kind of crosses the line. So about 4 3/4 would cover the whole block of this whole thing. And I'm pretty good at 6 inches. So we're going to trim it down to 4 1/4. Well, it's already 4 1/4, but we'll trim it down to 5 1/2. So we'll remove 1/2 inch somewhere. But that's a pretty big piece. So makes this one a pretty fun stamp. Now, you can also put this on a scrapbook page, and the way I would do it is I would just load it all along the bottom and make a little border. So maybe I'll show that after because we'll probably have lots of time. And, you know, I kind of like how I did a couple weeks ago where I scrapbooked and I did a card on a Wednesday. So maybe we can do both. Let's see how it rolls and how we go. Okay, so first we've positioned our paper. And we've also positioned our stamp set. I already did it. And you can see here too. I don't know if you can see it. Let me just go like this. But you'll see here that there's some marks where it's really black. It's because that did not fit onto my designer series paper. So, because like I said, I was a little short on width. But we don't need that extra width because it's only 4 1/4. Okay, so we got paper in position. We're going to roll this side over. And then we're going to take our ink. And this time we're using early espresso. Oh, there it is. I'm like, where did it go? It was sitting right here. So I'm just going to ink it up. And I had to slide my stamp tool over because it doesn't fit in the camera. So we're just going to ink this up with early espresso. That is what they used. And I'm going to bring this over and flippity-doo-dah because it's pretty big, like I said. My mat is pretty big. And then we're just going to press lightly with our stamping tool. I'm using my Stamptabulous. And then lift this up. And then we'll do a quick check. So it looks pretty good and maybe a little darker here in the middle. Make sure I get all that ink. And yeah, looks pretty darn good. I might have missed a little bit here on the bottom. So let's make sure that all went in. And then we're good. Yeah, looks, oh, and I just dipped my finger in the ink again. Okay. I think it's been coming an everyday occurrence. I'm going to close this before I do it again. Okay, so let's open this up. And now we're done. And we're going to take this baby out. And we're going to move our mat, our stamping tool out of the way. Okay. There we go. Stampin' Up over there. And then we're just going to add a little bit of color. So we're going to use Petunia Pop and Old Olive. Now my Old Olive is on back order. It was back order forever. So I'm going to bring in my Copics and we're going to color with Old Olive and Petunia Pop. Now we're not going to color the whole thing. We're only coloring part of it. So I'll just drop you down a bit more so that we're closer and then I can sit. And we're only going to color certain flowers. So I'm going to take the brush end and pretty much just flick my way to getting some color. Now, when you look and you shop my store, you'll see that in the sample, they didn't color it perfectly. They just left quite a few white spots open. So I was like, oh, that's interesting. And I'm cool with that. So we're just coloring it in. I guess it was more to give it some depth. And I like to turn my paper when I'm trying to get those little movements. And I also like to flick. This is something Wendy Molnar taught us in our coloring class, that you take that tip end and you flick your way up. Now, what's nice about Stampin' Up! Too is they give you all these extra lines. So those little detailed lines is like a guide to help you know where to add your shadowing. And then you got to think, okay, if the sun were shining on this, where would I see darkness and where would I see light? And that kind of gives you an idea also of where to add more color and less color, that kind of thing. So there you go. Now, if I want it darker and I want to blend that more, then I'd come in with my light. And again, just go over top everything and it will blend that color in some more. So now you can see it's very dark along the bottom and then lighter on top. And if I keep going and add more color, it'll get darker and darker as we go through. But I kind of like that look, so I'm going to leave it. Okay, so we have a couple more other flowers. Which ones did we color? We only colored 3, so that's why I didn't do it ahead of time. And plus, if you've never colored with alcohol markers before, because maybe you're new to paper crafting, then this is a great tip for you. And then for those of you that are avid colorers and used to using blends, then, you know, just a refresher. I don't have great tips. I'm not perfect at it, but I like to share what I've been taught and learned. Okay, so again, just going in with that dark. I'm gonna make that bottom. I'm gonna make the bottom of this flower darker, although we probably will cover up most of it. And then again, using those shadow lines that are there, I'm gonna add to it. I'm gonna put a few more maybe dark spots up here, like so. And then I'll just come in again and blend it in a bit with my alcohol markers, like the light version. So Stampin' Up! Sells blends in 2 colors, in double color packs. We don't sell singles. I wish we did. We used to sell singles because I'll tell you, I go through like the light probably more than I do the dark, right? Because, you know, look how much surface I'm covering with light versus dark. So when you do buy it, you have to buy the combo pack, which is fine. And then it just means you better use it more often. Okay, so there we go, like so. Okay, and then we're gonna add in that dark again where those shadow lines are, and I'm gonna do a long one right there. And then here, there's that little line, then I'm gonna do in between these 2 lines and then in between these 2. Really choice. And then you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put darkness up here. Hello, darkness, my old friend. Remember that song from Simon and Garfunkel? Is it Simon and Garfunkel? I think it is. And then add a little bit where that blending was. Make it a little darker. Okay, so now we're gonna come in with our green. And like I said, I'm using Copics because I don't have any Old Olive. Old Olive was on back order for so long and mine pretty much worn out. So, and I don't know. Actually, I haven't checked in a while to see. I think I put a notification to remind me when it will be available again. So Copics is a whole different brand. So if you love if you love mixed media, then you should definitely invest in Copics. Not my thing. I don't like the fact that there's 6 different shades of Old Olive and I cannot figure out which one goes with what. I just don't have that eye. But if you do, and plus it has this really thick tip end, which that's way too thick for me. It's more like a felt marker. And so I feel like, you know, I can't work with that. But anyway, thanks to the help of Wendy, I managed to pick up some Copics that match Old Olive. And that's the thing, is any of the alcohol markers that do exist, I don't even know if you can use, how does this side work? Like, I'm so bad, I don't even know, like, is it working? I guess so. Like, this is way too thick for me. I can't use it. So that's just me. Don't think that that's a tool problem. That's a user problem, aka me. So anyway, yeah, so I was saying there's too many shades for me to choose from, that I prefer only having 2 options versus 6, because it's just too much. Oh, I picked that end again. I keep picking that end. And go here. And the costs are pretty much the same. And most of the time you can get Copics at your local craft store. So, you know, yes, you have to go pick it up versus having it mailed. But Amazon does sell them as well. Okay. So we're done. That's pretty much it. So I'm going to show you another quick trick. If you flip it over and you have something thin like this, vellum is the best, is you start seeing the pattern come through on the other side. So then you get this really cool trick of, you know, more of a watercolor diluted, I forget what the actual technical term is, of an image coming through. So you could use this side, and if we did the entire thing, you'd have it all. Pretty cool, eh? Now, keep in mind, we did use a water-based ink and then colored over top with alcohol markers. So you got to be a little more gentle because it may bleed through. We didn't use a hybrid or a memento to get that going. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so I'm going to trim off just a tad on the top because I feel like there's too much space there. Because remember, my piece is 6 inches. Okay, so then I just, you know, took a hair off. And then now I'm going to rotate it. So, because this is going to be the top of my card. And I need to go to 5.5. So we're at 5.5. So then I'm going to cut that off. So then now we lost this little piece here at the bottom, which you could keep and use for something else, because look, you still have that. And that was about a 1/2 inch. So I would probably add that to my pile in case I want to add some sentiment to it. Okay, so then we have that. This is super easy and quick. So yes, I will show you what I would do with our scrapbook page. Okay, so I'm going to share with you something new. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, here it is. Was it this one? No, it wasn't. It was this one. Okay, so Splash and Relax is a new online exclusive coming out in May. And it has this big Hello Sunshine. Because the one in the Stampin' Up website, it actually uses Oh Happy Day, which I do have in one of the retired stamp sets. But it also is in the all-around stamp set, which I do not own. So I'm using Hello Sunshine instead from an up-and-coming. So you just grab whatever sentiment you want that fits in this 2-inch circle. It's about 2 inches. Yep, it's 2 inches. And then we're just going to stamp our sentiment. I'm going to go sideways to make sure I know I'm pretty much centered. Okay. Nice thing is it's a circle, so you'll know whether or not you're good, or it doesn't matter, because then you can just rotate it. Oh, look how beautiful and crisp that went. Gorgeous. Thank you, Early Espresso. That's beautiful. And that'll dry just a tad lighter, and I'll show you here, because here's just a tad lighter, but it came out beautifully. Okay, so where's my other circle? So here's my other circle, which is the exact same size, but an Early Espresso. So we're just going to glue those two together, and they show it like this on there. So I'm going to take some adhesive, and we're just going to add that here. Okay. And then we're going to just stack that right on top. However wide you want it, doesn't matter, and we'll put it like that, and that's it. Okay, so I'm going to get those out of the way. So then now we're also going to take some linen thread. There it is. And we're going to wrap linen thread around this piece. So we're going to wrap it 2 times, but I'm not going to wrap it completely because I find that that's a waste. I'm going to lose 4 1/4 inches. Oh, that is way too long. Okay, well, we'll use it. And a ribbon or twine if we stuck it to the back, which is just crazy. So then I'm going to stick that there. And I'm going to put this extra long piece over here. I don't know why I cut it that long, but I did. And we switched to Stampin' Up's tear and tape. So you know what? It comes off beautifully without me having to fuss. What a big difference, I'm telling you. Okay, so we're going to take these 2 pieces and look, we only need a piece that is, you know, I cut these pieces and I don't know where they went. They're somewhere here on my desk. I have no idea where they are. No shocker there. And I'm like, where is it? I cut them and now I can't find them. They're not on the floor, they're whatever. So you know what's going to happen is 2 days from now, I'll probably find them and go, oh, there's my 2 pieces of linen thread from the card I made last Wednesday. So yeah, very funny. So we're going to just stick that there on the one side and then go across to the other side like so. And then just push that on the back with your fingers. And then we're going to do another one down below over here. And then we're going to crisscross and again, stick that down on the back side. So there's my 2 pieces. And then just to make sure it doesn't fray or leave us, I'm just going to stick another piece. And then that also gives us a little bit of extra support in the middle. Okay, there we go. And we'll use those later. Gator. So that's it. So now we're just going to take our piece here. Now it's kind of funny because I thought it was centered, but it's not. It's actually just slightly lower than the actual rib twine. So I thought, oh, that's kind of a funky idea. So I'm going to put that over there so I just have a little bit of overlap. And I'm using black because I figured, you know what, it's dark. We don't have white on white, we have black. It's more of a beige, so I figured we could use black dimensionals instead. Okay, and then we're gonna pop this right here, like so, and slightly down. So it's actually a little lower, right about there. About there, because then our ribbon will go there. So now we're gonna take our twine, and then we're gonna stick that here. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, and then we're gonna wrap and go. Okay. So I don't know if you all know, but Benjamin started driving. So last night he apparently had his first in-car driving lesson. Now we've already started taking him out. As soon as he wrote his test last week, we went straight to MPI to get his official license. So he still has his paper one. Of course, that'll come in the mail. And then Bart had him drive home, and I'm like, from the city. And I'm like, I don't think that was a smart idea because he hadn't really driven yet, right? So Bart's like, oh, he's very green. And it was so funny because yesterday I went to pick him up, and like I said to him, like, you know, the speed limit is 90, so you could drive and, you know, to 88 instead of 73. And I'm like, you're one of those people that everybody honks their horn at and gets mad at. And he's like, they can pass me. And he's like, isn't the novice sign in the back seat a window? And I'm like, yes, it is. So I thought it was kind of cute and funny that he was driving 70-ish in a 90 zone. And I'm like, oh my God. I love the backside of that card, right? Like, you should do the vellum version. It's so beautiful. Maybe I should show that to you. But yes, you can take this, like I would do vellum. It's so amazing. And then you color on this side. And then when you see the back side of the vellum, it's like, holy Anna, it's so gorgeous. But anyway, as you can see, it works great on DSP. Cardstock's a little rougher to do this on because, not rougher, that's the wrong word. Not as good of a leak through, because it does leak through on white cardstock, but I find that the thinner the paper, the better, because then you get more absorption coming through. And you can see here too where it's white. It's because when you flip it over, you see here where I've left it white, or I've left it really light, so it's not showing through. So anyway, those are cool things. Now I made a really nice huge bow, and that's because I like huge bows, and I think on the website it's very similar. Okay, so that's done. So now we just take our card base and we're gonna fold our card base in half. And I got some ink on there, so that's okay, because that's gonna be the side that we actually use to put everything down. Oh yes, and your refill inks showed up, Kathy. So I'm going to bring your refill inks tonight to bingo. I better win. I better win good, because then I'm running low on my bingo pot. My bingo savings there. So, and then I'll be like, I can't go to bingo because I ran out. So, ran out of cash. Used it all. Donated it to a good cause, though. It's not like we can always win. It's like Lotto, you wish you would win. Okay, now we're just going to take that, flip that over, add that here to the whole front. And because we used some liquid glue in there, we can make sure that we are good. So I'm just going to rip that off a bit and move it over just a tad to this side. So I made lemon squares for this weekend, and I didn't freeze half of it because I made it last week. And then, yeah, so my boys have been eating it. Now I don't have enough, so I have to make more lemon squares. So I'm like, oh, well, I mean, it's a good thing. So I'm not complaining. Trust me, not complaining. But I was like, oh, wow, you guys ate all that? So I thought that was pretty funny. But boys are boys. Okay, so I didn't have any of the Petunia Pop, like the in colors. That's a 2024, 2026. So I've used them all except for like 3 dots. And of course they are the wrong colors. But I do have Sparkle Dot Essentials, which has Petunia Pop in it. So that is what we're going to use. And I actually really like the green. So I added the green in there as well, which is actually garden green. It's not old olive. But I think it looks really good. And so we're just going to add these in. Now, again, I could use my butterflies or some bees or something, but use whatever you got on hand. So I'm going to add, what did I do? I think I'm going to add one over here, and I'm going to put it as the center of the flower. I'm going to change it up a bit. And then we're going to add a couple up here, because we have all that space up here. So we're going to add a couple up there, and I'll use 2 different sizes. So 1, 2, 3. So that's 3, so we'll probably need a couple more. So maybe I'll just go down here. I think I put like 7 on my original. And then I think I'll add this green one in. Well, this is going to look funny now because I now have only 1 green one. So now maybe I won't. Because on the other one I did use 2. And I'll stick that one there. So there's our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And here I used 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I didn't stick 1 there. I think that's good enough because I stuck 1 only over here. I think that that looks good. Nobody's going to know whether or not, that I copied incorrectly from the actual website. So, too bad, so sad. That's it. Now, if I was to do this on a scrapbook page, and I don't really have any photos for it, but I can use it for, when is Creative Gathering? I can use it for Creative Gathering. I don't even remember. I don't think I have it in my calendar, so I better put that in my calendar so I don't forget. Although I will have to leave early because, oh, you know what? I'm not going to use this. What am I thinking? I want to use the same method. So I'm not going to use white willow. Sorry about that. We're going to use the wood grain. So let me grab it. Where did I put it? Is it this one? Oh, no, here it is. So here's all my sheets of wood grain. And so you can see there's all the different colors. So we're going to grab that light one again. the beige. So there's two beiges, so I'm just wondering if I should use a dark one. Because then I'd have the dark on the back side versus the lights. Yeah, let's do it. So let's use this one. Because then if I flip it over and I add photos on the back side, I'll have the dark, which is kind of cool. I'll have the early espresso versus pecan pie. So then you'd have this on the back. Like, how gorgeous is that? Okay, so which direction? Do we want our wood grain going up and down or vertical or horizontal? Tough questions, eh? So I think I'm gonna go vertical this time, because last time I went horizontal. So this is the bottom of it, and whereas this is the top. So this is where I would put photos and add some more flowers. So we've got some, unique flowers. I don't really know what that is, but we have some stamp sets that have these little flowers that are quite similar. In fact, it was one of the, what is it called? We got an early sneak peek of it because it was part of the virtual card retreat, and you could use that one. So this one here, which is the virtual card making retreat, has a very similar flower. So I can use that. Creative Gathering is next weekend already. Oh man, is it next weekend already? Wowzers. And I can use that, so that's a good thing, because then I'm going to check my schedule. I think I might have more time than I thought with soccer. And then we have these little itty bitty ones. So I think I can easily use this to frame my photos, and will require some fussy cutting, because unfortunately this is just a stamp set, does not come with any dies. So this and these itty bitty flowers I can definitely use to accent my photos. Now, to get this going on a scrapbook page with a similar concept in mind, oh yeah, I have to grab my stamp. Need the stamp. So here's the big stamp. Now, this one, maybe I can, I don't know. I might be able to pull it off. We can. Let's see, I gotta make some room here. We can use this and stamp. Keep my magnets separate from each other. I'm so excited about Creative Gathering because this is your first, right, Kathy? And I get to I'm hoping I get to sit with you. So I don't know, I asked to be sit with whomever, with everybody on the list, but we'll see where we go. Okay, we're gonna use our stamp pad, or our stamp tool here, to stamp right across the bottom. I know you can't see that, so I'm gonna try. That's why I want to figure out the best way. So I'm gonna take this off. Well, first I'm gonna clean it, because otherwise I'll get copies everywhere, and I get lines everywhere. So we want to make sure that it's clean. Is that on here, or it must be underneath? Okay. So get that cleaned up. Seems like I have a little too much water in my chamois. I didn't squeeze it out enough. Okay, so I'm just gonna take this and make sure I'm dry. Okay, and then I'm gonna pull this up. Now, when you have a big stamp like this, you want to just roll it. Roll it slowly. Rolling, rolling, rolling. Keep the record rolling. Yes, it's definitely on the back side. Oh, it's so sticky, but a good way. Okay, so this is not gonna work unless I do it on the other end. So we're gonna have to do it manually. Sorry. Not a bad thing, it's just, it's such a huge stamp. So let me grab that. And grab my big block. I could do it on the other end, but that would might be a little bit of an issue. Why can't I get my big block out of here? It's stuck in my drawer. There it is. Okay, so this is block F, and it just fits the entire stamp. Look at that. Just fits. Oh, I love that sound. Nice and sticky. Okay, ready to roll? We've got some good shadow going on here. Let me see what happens if I turn off the light for a sec here. Might be less shadowy. Yep, less shadowy, so that's better. Okay, so since we're only going to use the 1/2, like I'm going to literally just do flowers all along the bottom. So we're going to take, you're going to take our early espresso again, because this is what they did on the card. Copy, and selectively edit. Take what is yours. That's what casing is all about, is to inspire you and then take what you like from different elements of what you like from it and then create your own. So it doesn't have to be exactly the same. So now I'm going to take this, add this here in the corner. Now, disclaimer, just a reminder that if you're doing this on your dining table or wherever, please make sure you have something underneath. In my case, I don't have to worry about that because I have my glass mat. So I just wipe it after. Okay. So now we're going to peel that up. Oh, shoot. I didn't get it in a lot of places. This is why I like to make sure. That's okay. I'm going to put a sentiment there then. So we'll start that again. I didn't push hard enough. I can tell. I knew I didn't. Well, I thought I might not have because I was yapping at the same time, which is what I commonly do. So we'll see how this goes. So I'm going to stick this right. Oh, that's the same height. I don't want it the same height, but I want it close. So we'll go right about there. Okay, let's try that again. This time I'm going to make sure I pressed properly. Stop yapping at me. So this is where I'm going to put my journaling since I didn't stamp that very well. That's all the user, not the stamp set, not the block, not the ink. That's all on me. Okay. And then, oh, it's stuck. Oy. I pressed so hard it's stuck. There you go. And then we're going to do one more because we have room for one more over here. So we'll flip that over. Add our ink. I'm not too concerned about the ink, by the way, if you're wondering what's going on, because remember the back side is in early espresso. It's super dark, so no worries. Nope, I want that tad lower, so we'll go right about here. Okay, and now this becomes my scrapbook page. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, and then I'm gonna I'm all paranoid now. But it's stuck on the table pretty good, so I should have done pretty well. Wow, there you go. So that is the bottom of our scrapbook page. And this one is going to be ready for Creative Gathering to finish up. So I might actually be able to go an extra day. So we'll see if that works. Because on Friday nights, I usually don't take Bishop to his soccer practice. So maybe I can go Friday, Saturday now. Okay, I'm just cleaning that up. Although I don't really have lots to, well, I do have lots to work on. Who am I kidding? And I got blue. Look at all that ink on my, I don't know how I did that, but I did. Okay, so now when you have a big block like this and you're like, how the heck do you clean that? Easy peasy. Just take your chamois or whatever and just wipe it down, right? Now, if you have one of those stamping tools with the spray or whatever, then yes, spray it down. Or another good way to clean this literally is just use a baby wipe. Unscented, preferably. You know, just use a standard baby wipe and that'll clean that up. And then let it dry and you're good to go. Okay, so this is the way I would do it. And so I guess I should ask you, Kathy, since you're on there. Whatchamacallit, are you I forget now. I forget the word. Oh, are you going to do the scrapbook challenges? Because she sent all of those out. Now, there you have this other fun pattern here. So, I'm going to take this. You guys, I'm just letting you know I'm winging this. I'm not like, I had no plan. Well, I have a plan in my head, but not a real plan. And then we can add some of that. That'll cover this up here. Some of that texture along here. And I think I would literally add a strip there as well. So I'm going to grab crumb cake and a fun technique. Now you can also, the same thing we did on Monday, is stamp some of these flowers and put pattern paper on here. Just an idea. Just throwing that out there. And then we can take this and using crumb cake. Hang on, I need a scrap piece of paper here. Let me use my soccer sheet. I just want to see. I think I'm going to go with, let's do the light. I'm going to stamp on and then stamp on, stamp off. I guess is the right word. This is just going to give it a bit of texture to our flowers as we go across and build our own scrapbook page. This is the fun thing. You know, my favorite thing about scrapbooking is literally building and doing so, like some really crazy mixed media stuff. That's more my thing than really photos. You didn't see them? Okay, I'm going to have to forward you the email. She sent an email, I think it was yesterday or the day before. I can't remember. Okay, now I'm just going to use up all my ink and add to it. So there we go. So there's our gorgeous pattern. Now, let me just check. I don't know if I have it here. Then she said we needed to add, so we needed to prepare ourselves. So there is 8 different scrapbook pages. So 4 photos that are 4x6 portrait and 3 photos 4x6. So these are all going to be double layouts. So I would need a second page for this one. So 2 photos that are 4x6. Okay, so I need to find one that's smaller. 2 photos that are 3.5 by 4. This is a 1-page sketch. There we go. Thank you very much. I think I would do that one. So 2 photos that are 3.5 by 4. Oh, you know what I can do. This could be my birthday page. Ah, we could do that. So we didn't really do much for my birthday last Friday because it was 1, a snowstorm, and 2, the kids had it off and nothing open, and oh yeah. Anyway, that's my story. It was really, I was fine, and the kids had soccer. So then I can use love you, happy birthday. I think I like this one too. Always and forever and in my heart. So I think I can add that to my scrapbook page. And like I said, now look, where I did really crappy inking, it's not so as evident anymore. But I'm really liking this page. So all I have left really is to do my photos. So I would do, this one is a 1-page sketch. So 2 photos, 3.5 by 4. Oh, those are really small. This is a 1-page sketch. 2 photos, 4 by 4. But I do like things slightly larger. 3 photos. Oh, that's a big one. 3 photos that are 3.5 by 2.5. 1 that's 2.5 by 3.5. 1 that's 3.5 by 5. And 2 that are 5 by 3.5. Holy Hannah. Holy meatballs. So let's do the other one. So I'm going to grab a piece here. I think this is White Willow. White Willow. I'll forward you the email in case you didn't see them. So it was just sent yesterday. No, April 19th. Was that Monday? But it was sent at like 10 o'clock at night. No, 3 days ago. 17, 18, 19. Sunday at like 10 o'clock at night. Okay, so what size are these? This is 3 3/4. Close enough. So 3 3/4. Just let me double check again. Yep. So this strip is 3 3/4, and she said 3.5 by 4. So I'm gonna go 3 3/4 by 4 1/4. Then my photos will be exactly as she says. So that's one. Although, just so you know, she's not. We don't really care if you change your photo sizes, because it's not about that. It's literally all about. It's all about just getting something done. So many times I've gone to a creative gathering and then I come home and my husband's like, "Oh, what did you make? And let me see what you made." And I'm like, "Oh, well," he goes, "You were gone for 3 days and you only made 3 pages." I'm like, "Well, you know, I was busy yapping." Busy talking. What do you expect from me? So anyway, I thought it was pretty funny. Anywho, so yeah, so fellow stampers who are fellow crafters with me, if you are going to creative gathering and there's a specific stamp set you may want me to bring because you may want to use it, then let me know because I will bring it. So I'm just checking my scrapbooking. I know which one I want. So I'm just going to grab my Capturing Smiles, and I'm going to grab this stamp set, this little guy here. And I think I would probably do a big camera here for my birthday, but that's just me. How much time we got, by the way? Oh, we got lots of time. So I'll just add a couple more elements on here just to show you. So then I'm just going to stamp this so that I remember. This little trick I just like to do. And just to remind everybody, you know, like if I'm gifting this. So it says that your photo needs to be portrait or landscape. So it doesn't really matter. But I think for me, I feel like I need to. I always like to have mine crooked. I don't like, well, I shouldn't say that. I do like some straight and then I do like some not. So then that's where my photos go. And then I'm just going to make a note that my photos need to be 3.5 by 4. So then I'm going to print those. Oops. Print those on my little printer. And we did take a few I took a few selfies of us on my birthday. Not really. I think it was just more dining. So I can add one there. And I think I took one of myself. So that's a good sign. Okay. So, and then I can take, I really like this set for stamping. I really love it. I think it's great for scrapbooking. So, and then I think I'm going to use Captured Moments, and that can literally cover up my crap over here. But this is going to go like that. And then I have this little piece here that's left over. And where did I put it? Okay, I got to put these away or else I'm going to... Good thing I label my stamp sets because they're in my way. I grab this big flower. Oh, I need a big block again. Use this big block instead. Hello, Irene. Thanks for joining. Oh, good morning, Barb. Thanks for joining, too. I'm going to call you later, Barb, because I need to make sure I got everything ready. And I have another scrap sitting here. Perfect, perfect. So those are my 2 pages, and I don't get it mixed up. And then I'm going to stamp this one here. And I'm going to try and make sure I have room for 2, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep one clustered, and then I'm going to cut up another one. So sticking with the card design and converting the card design to a scrapbook page, I'm going to grab, sorry. That goes there, that goes there. Where is, there it is. I'm like, where's my ink pad? We're going to, wrong ink pad. Where's my early espresso ink pad? I had it here. Espresso. Does anybody see it on my desk? Where did it go? Because we used it all to do the whole bottom. And now it's MIA. Oy, oy, oy. So we got this, we got this, we got this. What do we have over here? These are all stamp pads. Where did I put the ink pad? Come on, folks. Why did I put the ink pad? This is where you're yelling through the phone and going, it's to your left. It's to your right. And it is not. It's gone into the abyss. Oh, there it is. I put it away. That's why. I don't know why I would put it away. Why is my hand so covered in ink? Oh, well. Anyway, moving on. Oh, yes. And we can color some of these flowers in because that is also what we did on the card, right? How did I have this again? Was it like this? Trying to figure out if I can fit 2 on here. Okay, so push that down. Just going to use my, so I don't have to put stress on my wrist. There's 1. Can I fit another? I'm not too worried if I miss because, like I said, I'm going to cut it up anyway. Oh, yeah, we're a little tight. Oh, just about. I got to have room to trim. But I think I can do that cluster. Okay. Risky business. Risky business. So I'm going to take this out of the way. Or I'll just, yeah, I'll take it out of the way. Just in case. Because I'm hanging off. Oh, I know why my hands are so dirty. Because I picked up the chamois. And the chamois is full of early espresso ink. So how did I have that? Oh, actually this might fit better. Oh yeah, this fits better. Okay, there we go. Yes. And we'll drop that. So like I said, it's my birthday and don't worry about that. I was gonna cut that one off because that's just crazy. Okay, so then we have like 3 flowers, itty bitty flower, da 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 da. Can cut out. And then we had some clusters. I have a cluster of flowers over here. So that we can cut out. So see, this page is coming through. Okay, so you won't see the finished product till next weekend because I'm not going to do it until next weekend. And what did we use? We used early espresso. We use that, and oh, I don't have Petunia Pop. Because remember, my Petunia Pop went MIA. Well, I actually have it in a small. So let's try Fresh Freesia. I actually have Petunia Pop. Well, Petunia Pop's more like a pink, isn't it? But let's see what Fresh Freesia brings us. So we have a little clusters of Fresh Freesia. Then we can cut those out and put that in the mix. Put it in the mix, put it in the mix. Okay, so I would literally fussy cut I would keep 1 cluster. And then that's what's going to go on here. And then we have, so this is our scrapbook page, right? Versus the card. So this one can go here. And I would literally go like that. And then this whole cluster of flowers would go up here. So I just show you real quickly. Oh, that's okay. Oh yeah, wrong one. It's this one. So let's get this guy out of here. Are we at 10 o'clock yet? Because, you know, that's where I draw the line. Because I don't want to keep you here forever. And I know you have other demonstrators you like to watch in the mornings or the afternoons, or you're at work and you're going to get in trouble for being online. That kind of thing. And we're just going to loop around. And like I say, you're always just moving the paper, not your hand. So I would color this in. And what do you think? Continue with the Petunia Pop. I would add some yellow. And I would probably use Daffodil Delight. What other colors go well with Petunia Pop? Now the greenery obviously would be Old Olive, because those are the 2 colors we used on the card. And Old Olive pretty much goes with everything, right? Okay, so like I said, we're winging this. And I like the fact that we're doing a scrapbook page and a card on Wednesdays. I'm going to have to, you know, prepare myself a bit more for next week. So a little more organized because it's such a great idea. And I hope, you know, I inspire both sides. I do like scrapbooking better, but that would mean I'd have to take more pictures, and I haven't been. Although I took a ton, I didn't get video or picture of Bishop's amazing shot from midfield last Saturday. And then they beat Phoenix. I don't know, what was it? 6-1, I think it was. And they did great. Like, I just think that, you know, the Phoenix team was just, it was a good challenge, and they were doing really well. I think we definitely played better than our first game. And we have lots of new members. Like, they're not a team that's played together previously. Only a few of them have. So there's a lot of learning, huge learning for them. And hopefully we get some good team building going in. So I thought for sure that we had a tournament the same day as Creative Gathering, so I'm glad we don't. So now I have to check my schedule and see if I can pull it off and go for 2 days. So we'll see. But I'll probably just use that time to prep for May's classes, which I'm looking forward to. I already have it all in my head, but I really just need to get it done. Okay, am I boring you yet? I'm almost done here. Almost done. And I'm just going to check. Yeah, we're good. Okay, almost done. Because I just want to show you where this goes, and then the rest I will finish. I'm going to cut that flower out. I'm going to cut that one out and just go around this way. So this is where everybody at Virtual Card Retreat was like, why do we not have a die? Even a small die set to cut this out and a couple of the other pieces. That would have been fantastic. Done. See? Okay, so I would color this up, and I would literally stick that right there in my cluster. And then this one here, I would cut up and add randomly throughout the page so that we have some there. And then I would put my journaling note maybe here or some text, and then literally it's done. And I'd probably add a couple pieces up there, and our scrapbook page is finito. So there you go. So let's compare that to the card we just made. And that is this one here. So there's our card. So between the card and the scrapbook page, I think we've done amazing. So we took something small and turned it into something big. Love it. So Petunia Pop, Old Olive, Early Espresso is all we used. And then we used up, the paper is from the Wood Grain Wonders. So we use these two patterns here. That's it. So thank you for joining me today for Humpday Wednesday. And we will see you again tomorrow for Thursday. And have a great day and happy stamping. Thanks for joining. Bye for now.